Hello dear students, let us discuss a new chapter today. We'll study chapter 3, Ranga's Marriage, written by Masti Venkatesh Iyengar. This chapter is from your snapshots textbook. Let us talk about the outline of this session. First we'll see the introduction, then we'll see the detailed explanation. Then we'll have the question answers and your doubts will be clarified. So first let us see the introduction. The story revolves around Ranga, who is the very central character of this story. And Ranga is the accountant's son who got the opportunity to go out of the village to study. The narrator takes you through a journey where he changes Ranga's perception about marriage, how he staged their union with the help of a Shastri, and what role English has played in their village. So these are all the things the writer is going to talk about. The entire story involves funny instances and references, for the narrator has made sure your mind stays occupied with the story. So let us talk about the same story in details. We'll start with the explanation now. The lesson revolves around Ranga, the village accountant's son who had just come back from Bangalore. Now when the news gets spread, at the news of his arrival, the villagers gather at his home to analyze if he had changed or not and what is his perception about marriage. So people are, very curious. They have gathered there. Everyone was so excited because during those days, not everyone used to get a chance to go to cities for studying. The narrator expects the readers to be questioning the simplicity. I repeat, the narrator expects the readers to be questioning the simplicity of the title Ranga's Marriage. Okay, we readers must be very curious, must be having the question in the mind that why the title is so simple. It says, or what is the title? Ranga's Marriage. Now the author feels that readers might be thinking of fancier titles like Ranganatha Vivaha, then Ranganatha Vijaya or Girija Kalyana. Okay. Then he clarifies that although he had options of keeping such elaborate names, the reason why he chose the basic and casual one is because the story is about our Ranga, as in someone who is very close and very dear to him. And that is why the title is Ranga's Marriage and not Ranganatha or Ranganatha Vijaya or Girija Kalyana. So this is how the writer has given the explanation why he has kept a very simple title for the chapter. Let us come to the next slide. These people, they live in a village and it is known as Hosahalli and it is there in Mysore. Not many people know of it and the narrator does not blame them. If people are not knowing about the place, he is, not blaming those people because there is no trace of it in the geography books. Even the Englishmen have no idea about the place, but they are also not to blame because our citizens too are completely ignorant about the village or about his village. He refers to the people of the town, as sheep, who blindly follow each other and do not use their logic or brain to justify or invent things. At last, he feels the cartographer, the person who makes or prepares the maps. He feels the cartographer is also not to be held responsible. Okay, as a result, there is no trace of their village on the map. The narrator feels apologetic for getting carried away and deviating from the topic. He then again throws light upon the significance of the village Hosahalli. He says it is just as important as Mysore is to India, Kariga Dabu to a festive meal, and filling is to Kariga Dabu. So this is how he is talking about the significance of the place. He says that I'm sorry that I'm deviating you all, and at that moment he is apologetic. He says sorry. He feels sorry that I'm taking my readers away from the topic. But then again he takes some opportunity, he grabs the opportunity to talk about the place Hosahalli. He says that I should talk about the significance of the place, and while talking about the significance of the place, he says that as Mysore is important in India, okay, or as Mysore is important to India, the same way this place is important. Okay, and when we talk about the South Indian foods, or especially when we talk about Kariga Dabu, which is a festive meal, as that meal is important for those people, the same way this place has significance in the mind of that author or the narrator. Thus, he can't highlight its importance anymore. So, this is how he came to the conclusion that the place is so significant for him. Not only him, he says, not only to me, but the same thoughts are there, and who is sharing or who is having the same thoughts? It is a doctor whose name is Gundaphatta. He feels the same. The doctor has been to many places except England. Now, whenever at that time people, they say that he had been visiting or he had visited many places, they were expecting that yes, the person might have visited some foreign land as well, and that's why he is here making it very clear that though he has visited many places, but it is not the England. It is not England, or it is not the foreign land where he has visited. Okay, and this person who has visited many places, this is the doctor whose name is Gundaphatta. He still loves his place. He still loves Hosahalli, though he has visited many different places. However, an outsider might contest this, but the narrator claims to stick to his opinion of the place. He says that somebody from the outside can come and can say that, oh, how can you say that this place is so beautiful, and you say that this is how the place is so beautiful and so significant for you. So one can come and one can argue, or one can have the contest based on this argument, but he still says that I will stick to my opinion and I feel that the place is significant. So this is how he is talking about the place Hosahalli, the name of the village. Then he tells the readers about their special mango trees in the village, whose mangoes are famous for their special quality. He once took the fruit at home to make chutney, and everyone suffered from a bad cough after eating it. So just by reading this line, you can understand the mango and the taste. So they suffered, they had bad cough due to that. It was only when he went to the doctor that he told him about the quality of mangoes of Hosahalli. Then the narrator asks the readers to take a bite and assures that that the soreness of the mango will be felt by them till the top of their head. And while talking about these things, he uses the word that is Brahmarandra, that the test will be experienced by the Brahmarandra, means will be experienced or will be felt at the top of the head. Now, not only the mangoes, everything in and around this village is remarkable according to the narrator. The creeper growing in the pond and its flowers are also special. One can even serve an afternoon meal on its leaves. All you need to do is to grab 2 leaves when you are on your way to the pond to bath. So this is how he is going on and talking about the place. Okay, after all, everybody loves his or her own place. Fine. Or the towns where we have spent the precious moments or the years of our life. After speaking highly of his village, the narrator says if anyone wishes to see for himself or herself, okay, if anybody is very curious or interested to come and visit the place, he says one must contact him. He will help him, the author will help him or her or the people to reach there. Also, he feels that there is no better way to know a place than to visit it. Only if you visit the place, then only you will know about it. Now the narrator starts talking about, or he brings about a comparison as to how things were different 10 years ago when not many people knew or not many people were speaking in English. So it was a different time when English was not so used by the people. Neither did people send their children to big cities like Bangalore to study. At present, we can see that even people are going to study in the very different countries, on different foreign lands, okay? But that time it was different. That time going to a big city was also a big deal. Back then, only the village accountant had the courage to send his son to Bangalore. So what happens to that son, okay, the accountant's son who visited the big city for his education? Now, according to the author, those times were simpler. The people were simple, the life was simple. Now he's trying to justify his claim. What claim he is making? That at that time life was simple, and for that he says, or he gives an example. He narrates one incident where he was at Rama Rao's house and they had just bought a bundle of firewood from an old lady. Now what happened? This person, Rama Rao, he told her, that old lady from whom he had bought the bundle of firewood, he told her to come next morning as he did not have any change at the moment. The poor lady, when she heard the word change, she did not understand it. And what happened? The poor lady did not know what change meant, and she went away whispering to herself. Okay. It shows that she did not understand and she felt that the person is not willing to pay her, and by that understanding, she is saying something. She must be saying a few words to the person who is not giving her money. Neither did the narrator know its meaning. The narrator also was not knowing the meaning, but it was only when he went to Ranga's house that he told him. He came to know about the word and its meaning. However, 10 years ago, English was not commonly spoken in this village. And when the villagers came to know that Ranga, the accountant's son, was coming home from Bangalore, everyone got excited and rushed to his home to have a glance at him. So everybody is excited to see Ranga. Everybody has gone to visit the place to have a glance at him. And what is the reason? The only reason is that he had been in a big city. He was there in Bangalore for the study, and now he has come back. So to just have a glance at him, everybody comes there, everybody rushes there and is having a great excitement. Now what happens further, we'll study that in the next part of the video. Thank you.